那非常首先呢，先感谢各位同学拨拢来我们参加我们今天的说明会。今天的说明会内容主要会针对我们台大跟天普大学交流的计划，像是双联学位计划跟我们的交换学生计划，以及有提到短期的英文课程，算是商务课程的部分。那我们今天呢也很荣幸邀请到我们天普大学的助理国际的副校长来台湾为我们说明这个场说明会。那我们再掌声欢迎 Dr. Miller。
Do I need this? Can you hear me without this? Okay, good. I don't need a microphone. I don't even know if it's working. I think it was off. Yeah. Anyway. So my name is Martin Miller, and I am here from Temple University. I know you already heard all this, but I have to say it anyway. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia is on the east coast of the United States. Has anybody here been to Philadelphia? No? Yes? You said you've been to Philadelphia? No. Okay. You're nodding, so I was wondering. Okay. So Philadelphia is a large city on the East Coast. We are between New York and Philadelphia. But you're not here to hear about Philadelphia. You're here to hear about Temple University. Temple has been a partner with NTU since about 2007, if I'm not mistaken. And I have been to NTU several times since the beginning of our partnership. But I am now here actually for 6 weeks. So I'm getting to know your campus very well, and I hope that one day I can welcome some of you, maybe even all of you, to the Philadelphia campus one day. My role today is to tell you about what programs we have available for you at Temple University if you choose to join us. And as you can see, right now we have 3 different programs, so I'll be talking about those 3. And other people will be talking about them also. Study abroad exchange is one of them. We also have short-term language programs, and then we have master's degree options available to you. And that's what we'll be going through a little bit in this presentation. Let me see, there's supposed to be a video here. How do I get the video? So you saw in that video a lot of students who look like you, because the largest number of our students in our global programs come from Taiwan. So if you do go to Temple, you would not be alone. There are many different Taiwanese students. Not all from NTU, of course, but we have many different partners in Taiwan. So I was telling you earlier that the city itself is Philadelphia. We are a World Heritage City. We're actually the first World Heritage City in the United States. And why is that? We are the founding city of the United States. So the United States of America was actually established in the city of Philadelphia in 1776. Maybe some of you have heard about the Declaration of Independence or the U.S. Constitution. They are both from Philadelphia, so it's a very historical city. We are the second largest city on the East Coast. So to the north of us is New York, as you can see here. Everybody knows New York. Everybody knows Washington, D.C., but nobody knows Feichon. I don't know why, but nobody knows Feichon. But now you're going to know a little bit about it. So that's Philadelphia. You can go to New York in about an hour and a half by train. You can go to Washington, D.C. in about 2.5 hours by train. So what we say is that you can go to the economic capital, New York, or the political capital, Washington, and you don't have to live in either one of them. But people go for the weekend all the time. It's very easy. We have the second largest university population in the United States, not Temple. Temple is about 39,000 students. We've got 29,000 undergraduate, 10,000 graduate. But the city of Philadelphia has over 60 universities just in the city. So it's very easy for students, for example, to come to Temple for an exchange program and then go to another university in the master's program, another university in the PhD program, and still stay in the same apartment. So you can do many different universities without moving at all. And we're also a very important city for the medical community and for biosciences. So there are lots of, and in the city itself, we have Deloitte and all these other sorts of financial companies. So if you come to Philadelphia and you're in a program that requires internships, for example, it's easy to get a job sitting within the city of Philadelphia. Okay, Temple University, oh, I already said half of this. Okay. So 33,000 students from around the world. We have about 2,200 international students right now. We have 600 degree programs in our 17 colleges and schools. So most of the majors that you could ask for are offered in Philadelphia. The only majors that we do not have at Temple is agriculture. So you cannot get NTU milk in Philadelphia, or ice cream, I know that. We do not have veterinary medicine, unfortunately. I love animals, but we don't have too many animals on campus. And you also cannot go into the space. We don't have any aeronautical or aerospace engineering, but most other programs we would have. 350 student organizations. There is a Taiwan Student Association. I'm the advisor. I don't know why, but they asked me to be the advisor. So I'm the advisor of the Taiwan Student Association. But any other sort of, if you want to do rap music, or if you want to do break dancing, if you want to do almost every different cultural activity or historical activity, you can find a student organization. And if you can't find it, you can create it. So students are able to create their own organizations. I said 17 colleges and schools. We are also an R1 research institution. So 4% of the United States universities are part of the R1 research track. That means it's a very high research output university. I believe that NTU would probably rank as #1 research in Taiwan. We're not #1, but we are in the top 4% of the research output. We do have some top 60 schools. For example, our School of Business is ranked in the top 50. Our engineering programs, I think, are ranked in the top 70 within the United States. So the university itself is not top 100 as people always want, but we do have programs within the top 100 if you believe in rankings. And then as you see, we're in the top 70 of the QS World Rankings of the US schools. International connections, I said that we have about 2,200 international students. They represent over 115 countries. I believe right now it's actually 122 countries are represented on our student body. We also have a language program that is one of the oldest English language programs in the United States. It was created in 1979 and is still there. It's part of my office. Temple is not located only in Philadelphia. And this is important to remember, because students coming to Temple can be at any of our 3 campuses. In 1956, we opened a campus in Rome, and it is still there. In 1982, we opened a campus in Japan, and it is still there. The Rome campus, many universities are in Rome, US universities, because they offer study abroad. In Japan, there's only one American university, and that's Temple University. Many, many opened in the 1980s and 90s, and they have all closed since then. The Temple kept the program there, the university is there. The Temple degree is recognized the same as a Japanese degree. And why is that important? Because you can come to Temple, but you don't have to go to Philadelphia. If you want to study at Temple in Japan, you can do that. If you want to study at Temple Rome, you can do that. Or if you want to study at Temple Philadelphia, you can also do that. So all three of our campuses are open to all students. Very important, actually, we have 350,000 alumni all over the world. And in Philadelphia alone, 1 out of every 8 degrees, 1 out of every 8 university degrees is a Temple degree. That's how many people we have sitting in the city of Philadelphia itself. I told you we have a campus in Rome, we have a campus in Japan, and we have the campus in Philadelphia. But we also have partners all over the world. And as you can see, we have partners in Asia, we have partners in South America, in Europe, Africa. So again, students coming to Rome, to Temple for an opportunity do have opportunities to go to other places also. Not just the 3 Temple campuses, but you can spend time at one of our foreign partner locations. The city of Philadelphia, just like any major city in the United States, has problems. I know that Taipei is probably the safest city in the whole world. I walk around at night here, anywhere. I walk around during the day. I never have problems. On the Temple campus, it is very safe. In fact, we have different services available for Temple students to have escorts, if you will. So if you're in your dorm and you want to walk to a library and you're not, you don't feel safe, you're a little bit concerned, I don't want to walk at night by myself, you can pick up the phone and say, can somebody come walk with me from this building to this building? So the escort service. We also have a shuttle, so the flight service, they'll come and pick you up in a car, or not a bus, but a car or a van, and they can drive you around to different areas on the campus. We also have an on-campus health center, so if you're sick, small illnesses, you can go to the on-campus health center. It's right across the street from our office. We have a mental health counseling center, also available to all of our students. Disability resources and services, so students who are disabled, students who are blind, students who are deaf, for example. They can come to campus and we provide services for them. All of these are at no extra cost. So this is part of you being a Temple student. And then as you see now, I'm sorry, but we do have to talk about it. The last one on that bullet is we do have free COVID testing and free COVID vaccinations for all of our students. I don't know if you know it, but if you go to the United States, you have to prove that you are vaccinated now. Or you have to prove that you can get vaccinated. So you can come and say, I'm going to go to Temple, they have a vaccination service, and so you can come to Temple and get vaccinated. I see all of you have masks, right? This is anyway. Professional development. We have many different opportunities for students outside of the classroom for professional development. We have a program called the International Career Week. So our Career Center brings to the campus companies that want to hire international students. So specifically for international student recruitment in the professional development area. We have career fairs every semester. Some are designed for all students and some are designed specifically for international students. Again, you might know that getting a work permit in the US is not very easy. But if you have a company that's willing to sponsor you, then it becomes very easy. So that's why we recruit these companies to come to campus specifically to work with the international students. Our Career Center on campus also has coaching opportunities. So students from as early as their first year can go to the Career Center and get professional development advice, how to build a resume, how to prepare for interviews. And this could be for the graduate students and undergraduate students, even exchange students. If you're coming for 1 semester or for 1 year, you have access to all of the same services. Optional practical training is the work visa that all international students are eligible for. One of my offices works with students to get the OPT, it's called. And then finally, research and teaching assistantships are available for all graduate students. In addition to the graduate student research and teaching assistantships, all students can work on campus as undergraduate or graduate students. So for example, in my office, all of my student workers, except for 2, are international students. I think this PowerPoint presentation was put together by an international student, actually a Taiwanese student, in our Global Programs office. So Global Programs activities, you saw in the video that I don't know if you were looking, but it said Global Programs events. So our Office of Global Programs, which is responsible for the partnership with NTU and all the other partner universities, has events specifically for students who are coming through the partnerships. And as you can see, some of them are actually fun. Some of them. I, for example, take new students camping. My wife and I love camping. So every year before the semester begins, we take international students camping for 3 days. And then they come back and they say, never again, no more camping, please. But then, we're 90 minutes away from the Atlantic Ocean, so we take students swimming if they want to. We have, it's very cold in Philadelphia in the winter, so students do ice skating, they do ice hockey, all these other sorts of events. And again, they are free for the students who are part of the Global Programs cohort. And you're going to see a little bit more about that later. I said earlier that we have one of the oldest language programs, English language programs in the United States on a university campus. And so this is the Temple Center for American Language and Culture. In addition to the regular intensive programs, we also have opportunities for students to come through short-term programs. So you don't have to go for a whole semester. You can come for 4-week programs just to improve your English. Or you can go to our culture programs. So if you speak English but want to see what it's like to live in the United States, you could come for a 3 or 4-week program through the Center for American Language and Culture. That's also available to all of our partner school students. American Culture at Temple, that's the one I was just talking about. We also have something called Graduate Academic English. So students who are graduate students admitted to degree programs but are just not comfortable with their English, they can go to a short-term graduate program focusing on English for academic purposes, English for special purposes. Medical school students can get English for medical purposes, English for business. We also have English for tourism and hospitality management. So we can customize or create programs for students based on their specific major. And that's one of the nice things about the language program. Well, we've already talked about this. Now, because of COVID, we even created online programs. I personally am not a very strong fan of online programs, but I know that many of the students who come to Temple start in the online programming and then they can move over once they have become comfortable with their own English language skills. What else do we have? Okay. Now we're going to talk specifically about the programs available to degree students between Temple and National Taiwan University as a result of the partnerships that we have. So the simplest one is called exchange. This is where 2 students can move over to Temple. Hopefully 2 Temple students would come here. The benefit of the exchange program is that you pay tuition to NTU, but you take all the courses at Temple. And this is the very traditional, very long-term program that most universities in the United States have. We also make available to students in our partner schools study abroad programs. So they can come to Temple, say the exchange program is full, we don't have enough seats, so they still can come for the study abroad. The difference between those two is that they would have to pay Temple tuition. And unfortunately, Temple tuition is not as low as NTU tuition. We are a very low tuition school compared to many universities in the United States, but we are not very low tuition compared to many schools in Taiwan. You are very lucky that you have a tuition that's as low as yours is here. But students, we do have students in this program every year because they still want the opportunity to be in a U.S. university. So you can read what it is. The Office of Global Programs works directly with all of the students, giving them individualized attention. We do the airport pickup. We do special orientations for students in the global programs. And then, as you saw earlier, we do have activities that you can participate in outside of the class. So not just the degree program students, but the exchange program and the study abroad program. Let's see if I can get this to work.
Hello, my name is Min-seok Park, and I'm studying at Temple University as a Global Programs Study Abroad student from fall 2021. Today, I made this video to share my experience as a Global Programs vlogger. Coming to Temple is my first experience living abroad in my life. So, when I first arrived in the United States, I was nervous, even scared. Somehow, I felt like I was left alone in the world, probably because the language is different and the culture is different. However, thanks to the orientation provided by global programs, that doubt disappeared in just one day. Participating in programs provided by the Temple student activities also made it more enjoyable to adjust to life in the United States. During the orientation period, I was able to adjust to school, meet new friends, and learn about the United States, including Philadelphia. To name some particularly memorable moments, first of all, I remember the global program's orientation information sessions. I attended orientation and academic advising for international students over 2 days. They kindly explained what I needed to know to do better at Temple and the important things about actual course registration. So, I got to know this place more intimately and in detail. In particular, based on the information they gave me about fruit trucks, I went here and there, and the fruit trucks in Temple were really delicious. And yeah, Bell Tower Takeover is memorable. This is an event hosted by student activities, and I was able to enjoy it with other international students because global programs provided a chance to look around together. There were lots of free gifts along with upbeat music. I was able to fill my stomach while eating ice cream and pizza, and I could play mini golf with my friends. Aside from that, the really colorful events such as campus tour, outdoor group lunch, life and culture sessions, city excursions, Temple Fest, and International Student Night with Temple Athletics turned me, a stranger, into owl. In addition, many events were held this week during the orientation and weeks of welcome, such as an outdoor movie, glow party, Dio Palooza, and play fair. I think these events would be of great help to international students from all over the world, not only because they were fun, but also to help them quickly and naturally get used to life in the United States. Today, I showed you what Temple University is doing for many international students like me based on my experience. I would like to continue to share experiences that will help you in the future. Then, see you next time. Thank you.
Now, he said that he turned from an international student into an owl, right? Why do you think he said he's going to become he became an owl? He said he changed from an international student to an owl. He doesn't mean the flying owl. He doesn't have wings. He's not flying around. The Temple University was founded as a night school in 1884. And in the West, and I know it's also, I think, the same in Taiwan, the owl is a creature associated with wisdom. So because we were at night, because we're a university, the original mascot of Temple University was the Temple Owl. And we still are Temple Owls. So every university in the United States has a mascot. Usually it's an animal. Occasionally it's a bird. In our case, it is the Temple Owls. So if you see me walking around your campus, I'm always looking for owls here on the NTU campus. I found one so far. He's on your cafe somewhere out here. He's not a real owl, but I still look for owls everywhere. Oh, wait, what happened? Okay, yep. There we go. Global Living and Learning Community. This is an opportunity for international students to live with a domestic student. You live in the residence hall. If you're there as an exchange student, this is probably the best opportunity for housing because you are living with an American student for the semester or for the year. And we also give you a class. I taught that class for 7 years called International Communications or Global Communications. It is not an academic class, but it is a way for you to get to know more about the United States. But for me, more importantly, it gives the domestic student, the US student, an opportunity to get to know you, to learn more about Taiwan. Because you probably know, or if you've seen US movies, Americans don't know much about the world. They know about US, maybe. Usually they know only about their city, maybe their state. But by living with an international student, they get to learn a lot more than just what's happening in their city or their state. This is the oldest program that we have with NTU, the dual bachelor's master's degree program. And this program is a very simple program. It gives students the opportunity to take 3 or 4 years of the undergraduate program at NTU, and in their 3rd year, or if they want to wait until the 4th year, they can come to Temple for an additional 2 years, and if you do the 3 plus 2, in 5 years, you have the undergraduate degree from National Taiwan University, and you have the master's degree from Temple University. So it's called DBMD, or Dual Bachelor's Master's Degree Program. We have about 60 different majors that are available through the DBMD program, and it is coordinated here with your office, right? So if you want to know about how to get involved in the DBMD program through OIA, just contact Jeffrey, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Again, we talked about the bachelor's and master's in 5 years. Also, sorry about the spacing, something happened. One of the most important benefits is you are not required to take a GRE. You all know the GRE, the Graduate Record Exam, that is required by most of the universities for graduate programs. Most international students hate the GRE.
Or GMAT.
Or GMAT for the business programs, because it requires a very high level of English language ability. It is not written for international students, but still universities in the US require it. So through the DBMD, we don't look at your GRE or GMAT score, we're looking at your grades here at NTU. So it's one of the best benefits for admission purposes. We also, you can do it in 1 year, so this is if you finish your 4 years at NTU, then you can come to us for 1 year and we figure out how to get you the master's. Some students come after 3.5 years, so all they have is 1.5 years left. And some students come after the 3rd year. All of these options are available as long as you work closely with OIA and your own academic unit. You can get, yes?
Or some, they actually, when they at the same time graduate from their model school after 4 years.
Yes, so that's the 1 year. So it's like a 4 plus 1 rather than a 3 plus 2 or a 3.5 plus 1.5. It's all different mathematical combinations you could think of would make available to you. Graduate assistantship. Students are eligible through the DBMD to get a graduate assistantship. That means you pay no tuition at all. In fact, we pay you to be a student. So these are available to the DBMD students. I know I skipped number 4. Our office, the Office of Global Programs, helps you with the application. We help you find housing, and we provide the academic and personal advising for you from the time you begin the application process. We help you find internships, we help you find jobs, as I was saying earlier with the Career Services Office, but we coordinate that for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. There is somebody on staff at Temple who does this full-time. We already talked about OPT, and we already talked about the trips and activities that students are eligible to participate in. So scholarships outside of the DBMD, outside of the teaching assistantships, our office also offers scholarships to students even if they don't get an assistantship. So most of the DBMD students get up to a 20% scholarship, which of course is financial help a little bit. Students do not apply for them. They're automatically considered. So every student who is admitted to the DBMD program is awarded a scholarship based on the grades that they get. And then they have to maintain the grades while they're at Temple. And then as you see, 97% of our DBMD students receive scholarships. So there's a very good probability if you're admitted and you come, you will be receiving a scholarship to participate in the DBMD. Okay, so how does it work? We've got, as we were talking about already, 3 different options. You can apply in your 3rd year, you can apply in your 4th year, or most recently, you can apply after you finish at NTU. So some students will say, I'm not ready yet. I want to finish my NTU degree before I go. Well, that's an opportunity available to you. And as you see here, we have 3 students who have made these different options. They're taking advantage of these different options. One more, and I believe this is an NTU student.
Hi, my name is Deborah Santosa. I'm a graduate student, currently major in Innovation Management and Entrepreneurship at Fox School of Business. And I'm excited to be the new DBMD Student Ambassador. So I choose DBMD program because DBMD offers the opportunity to be accepted through the partner university, which my home university was partnered with Temple. DBMD offer a lot of programs. Innovation management is one of the programs that I was very excited about and really want to go to learn more about it. DBMD also give us, the students, the merit-based scholarship so that we have more opportunities and financial aid during our study in Temple. And last but not least, the whole application is very easy compared to the other applications. And the whole team is very supportive and gave me a lot of resources, which encouraged me more to apply to this program. So as a Temple and Fox School student, networking is very, very important. And in this school, we have huge opportunities to connect with the professionals, connect with the other students from all over the world so that we can broaden our network and we can get a lot of resource from them. I'm so grateful to be one of the DBMD students at Temple University. There's a lot of pre-arrival webinars that are provided for us right before we come to university so that we can know better about the university, about the courses, and also a lot of regulations. Besides, there's also some of the activities that hosted only for DBMD students after we arrived. And last but not least, I will be very happy to answer the questions that you have.
So, as I said earlier, we have many different options that are available to you through the DBMD program. You've got 1 year, 1.5, 2 years. Study online. You can actually begin online at home and then come and complete the program there if you would like to. And after graduation, all students who have a student visa are eligible for 1 year of employment visa upon graduation. And if you're in a STEM field, you can have up to 3 years of employment. And this is also available, by the way, to exchange students. If you come to Temple as an exchange student for 1 year, you can get the off-campus employment opportunity. So this is, and then as you see, the disciplines are in the business, architecture, media communications, sport, tourism, and hospitality, science and technology, performing and cinematic arts, pharmacy, biological sciences, those should be different, and liberal arts. Okay? 21,000 internships and jobs are available for students on our career service platform. There's a program called Handshake. You can log in and you can apply for up to 21,000 positions. It's a lot of jobs that you can apply for. Fortune 500 companies, you all know what Fortune 500 companies are, right? So there are up to, 18 of them, just within an hour around the city of Philadelphia. You see where our students are right now. So Meta, that's what Facebook, right? Is now called Meta. They changed the name. Adidas, Google, Amazon, Deloitte, Lincoln Financial. These are real places where students are currently working. This is not just a fake list. That student right there, Shirley Seng, is from Tamkang. She's not from NTU. But she's a student who went on my camping trip, actually. And at the end of her camping trip, I offered her a job. She ended up working in our office for 2 years while she was doing her DBMD program. And now she's in Beijing working for Accenture. I can't even pronounce that. So she got that because she was able to meet these academic requirements, in her case, from Tamkang University. She applied, actually, Shirley was a slightly different case. She came to Temple first as an exchange student, just to study English. She liked it so much, she went back to Tamkang, finished her program at Tamkang, and then came back to Temple as a DBMD student for the master's program in Information Science and Technology. But she had to have a GPA higher than 3.0. So this is not too hard, I think, for NTU students. She had to have a language score. We accept TOEFL, we accept IELTS, we accept Duolingo, we accept Peterson's, we accept Cambridge, we accept almost every different exam now. But since COVID, most of the students have started taking Duolingo. It's much less expensive and it's easier to do because you do it in your home. You don't have to go out to a test center to do it. And then again, the GRE or the GMAT is required only for business. However, now our business school is waiving the GRE and the GMAT for certain majors. But no other major requires that exam, so you're going to have to worry about that anymore. The application process is relatively simple. You do it through our office. We process the application for you with the academic department. If you want to come in the fall semester, our fall semester always begins at the end of August. So you have to apply by April 1st. If you want to come for spring semester, you would have to apply by October 15th. Many of our programs allow spring admission, so you don't have to do the regular waiting for the fall. So you could also go in the spring. A couple of, you saw earlier the student from Korea was a vlogger. I really don't, what is a vlogger? Does anybody know? Do you know blogging? So vlogging is not a mispronunciation of blogging. It is the video blogger. So they're doing video blogs all the time. I'm too old to do blogging or vlogging or whatever it is, but I think that some of you actually know what that stuff is. So we have a couple of students here. Oh, an exchange student from NTU also. So she's one of our current vloggers. Now, I want to talk, not about Temple specifically, but about the opportunity to study abroad in the United States. There are students say, why do I want to go abroad? So I just wanted to show you a few examples of why you would want to consider studying abroad at Temple or anywhere else. Okay? So I'm taking off my Temple hat and I'm just talking to you as study abroad. Why would you want to do it? Networking. You heard the NTU student telling you that networking was very important to her. And she gets networking opportunities there at Temple through the Fox School of Business. Communication. Not just the English language, but learning how to communicate across cultures. Learning how to communicate with people from different disciplines. Learning how to communicate with people on many different levels, not just language. Of course, you see number 3 is the language skills. You have an opportunity to improve your English if that's what you're there for, if you need it. The ability to become flexible and adaptable. Most of you have spent your whole lives in Taiwan, right? So you know Taiwan very well. But how adaptable would you be if you go to the United States? Or if you go to France? Or if you go to South Africa? Could you manage life there? And studying abroad gives you that flexibility or adaptability. Intercultural skills. This for me is the most important part. An opportunity and the ability to speak with people regardless of where they are from is probably the strongest benefit of a study abroad experience. either study abroad, exchange, DBMD, or just going for a short-term program. You still get that, the ability to learn how to speak with other intercultural people in other cultures. Problem-solving skills. Again, you might know how to solve a problem in Taiwan, but can you solve that same problem in the United States? For me, getting around Taipei, I walk a lot, but I can't walk everywhere. So I had to learn how to use MRT. I don't know if I could do it if Irene were not there to show me how to do MRT the first time. Now I can do it. I went up to Hong by myself last week because I'm able, having spent enough time here, to figure that problem out. Teamwork. I can't do everything myself. Nobody can do everything herself. You need to be able to work with other members of a team. Self-awareness. You get to know more about yourself by going out and experiencing problems. When you solve your own problem, you get to know a lot more about yourself, you become more self-confident, and you grow a work ethic. You learn that you can actually work more and be much more successful. 68% of the people in a survey said that just because of their study abroad opportunities, they got a better job. I mean, that by itself is a major benefit. We already talked about interpersonal problem skills, and the 70% said that just because of their study abroad experience, they were able to improve their own lives themselves. For me, this is probably, I said, intercultural skills and what's called a tolerance for ambiguity. A tolerance for ambiguity. Learning how to survive in something that you're not familiar with. Learning that it's not right, it's not wrong, it's just different. I'll give you an example again by myself. In Taiwan, I'm walking everywhere, and every 2 seconds I have to worry about a bike. Everybody wants to kill me. Everybody wants to hit me on the bike. My first 2 days here, I was walking with my headphones. I know I don't walk around with headphones anymore, because if I do, I'm going to die. Right? So this is very simple. It's not right, it's not wrong. I'm not criticizing the bike riders. No, I do criticize the bike riders here. But anyway, I'm not supposed to. Okay? It's just different. We don't have the same rules in the United States. So I have to learn how to be tolerant with that. So the ability to figure out how to be successful in a situation that you're not familiar with. But look at that map for a second. Is that map wrong? Does it look familiar? See, Irene just went like this. But it's not upside down. It's upside down for somebody who thinks it's upside down. If you're from Australia, they probably like this one more because they're on the top. Right? So just perspective. That's all it is. It's getting a different perspective. And that's what a study abroad opportunity does. It gives you a new perspective on life. This is called, and I know you can't see it, but if you see here, it says the world upside down. I don't think it's upside down. I think it's upside down only if your head thinks it's upside down. The study abroad opportunity makes this the right map. You see, it says, Russia, bad example. It says United States. I am American after all. It says United States, and it's not upside down, right? It says Brazil. It's not upside down. It just depends on how you look at life. And then finally, the biggest reason you should get a study abroad opportunity is this. I think all of you know what this is. But look at that very carefully. Don't look at the 1,000 in TD. There's something else there that's really, really important. And I was just looking at this bill one day, and I decided this is probably the best slide of all. What do you see in the middle of the slide, in the middle of the bill? The globe. People are sitting and looking at the globe. Because this is what they appreciate, the ability to know the world. And that's what study abroad is all about, giving you the opportunity to know the world. So yes, I said rewards of study abroad, not just the 1,000 NPD. That's a good reward, I know. But the ability to learn more about the world, to become familiar with the globe. I love that. 4 little kids searching the globe. I just realized, what's wrong with the globe? It's not upside down. It focuses on the Americas. See that? North America and South America. Why that? Maybe somebody needs to go to the MTV money company and say, wait a minute, why is Asia not there? It's not because you're looking at Asia. If you think about it, that's what the students are looking at. See, they're not pointing to America, are they? It's just a funny little thing. So find out how to make a few more of these bills by studying abroad. And that's really it. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, I will be here as long as you need. You can also talk to the OIA staff, Jackie and Jeffrey. Sorry, Jack. And, but Irene Tsai, I'd like to introduce you to Irene, who is our, Irene manages the Temple Taiwan office. So you want to introduce yourself, because you're the primary contact.
我们代表天普大学，我们有办公室在台北，就像台大也有一个工作人员，有一位工作人员现在在 Temple 的这个校园里面，跟油华语的这个清大合作当中，所以同学们有任何的问题，可以直接写信到我们 OIA， 到我们的助理副校长，或者是到我们的办公室来。我的办公室在世贸中心新5段7楼的办公室，欢迎同学们有任何的问题需要询问的话，只要有关于到海外就学或者是留游学的计划，都可以跟我们做联系。那我们的服务不收取任何的费用，因为就是天普大学在海外的办公室。
So if you were tied up, could we also be tied up?
天大，
天大，
天大。
So any questions, Irene will answer them much more quickly than I, and as you can tell, her Chinese is a little better than mine. I have no Chinese at all.
You can say 费城。
I can say 费城. I know 费城.
You can say I 吃素, right?
Well, no, I can't say that one. I can say 不要肉.
不要肉。
Or 不吃肉, right? I'm vegetarian, that's why I learned 不要肉 right away. I had to.
Okay. Don't say 没有肉.
Don't say 没有肉. I said 没有肉 in China, and they would put more meat. No, they did not. That was my fault. Questions?
我是把握机会哦，看看有没有问题要提问，任何问题都可以，不要害羞。
我想请问一下，在座有兴趣交换的同学，请举手。交换生，交换 ，they are all interested in exchange program.
Okay.
I mean whoever raised their hands. And then DBMD 就是双联学会，有没有 ？Okay, very good. And then your question.
I think she was answering you when you said
Sorry,
exchange.
no. There is some.
Any specific questions?
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
都可以。Is it possible that we change the name?
Absolutely. Very good question.
Yes.
I know that most university systems outside of the United States recommend or require that if you're undergraduate business, you have to be graduate business. That is not the case in the United States. Not at all. You can be an undergraduate veterinary medicine student and come to Temple as a tourism student, yes. So there is no requirement that you stay in the same major. In fact, we recommend people change majors. Yeah. And I'm sure that NTU allows that also, right?
Yes. 很好的问题，然后简单回答 yes， 你可以跨院或者是跨系，只要你所要就读的系或院，他所要求的先修课程你已经有完成了。比如说你要从工学院跨到商学院，也许有的商学系，如果你要修精算学或者是会计，那你一定要有基本初会的这个已经修过了。所以要跨哪个系或院所，你必须先看过你要去的那个院所有没有要求你要先修过的。资讯科学应该要有基本的这些软体的学过的课程，那这些条件具备了才能够申请。所以简单的回答 yes， 你可以跨系或跨院。
I have no idea what you just said, but I'll add something to that. There is one if about changing majors. I don't know if this is what you said, but sometimes you might have to take a little bit longer. Because if, for example, you're a chemistry major and you come for a business major, or it's probably the other way around. If you're a business major and you come for chemistry, and you don't have any chemistry background, maybe we'd have to add a couple of extra classes. Is that what you said?
Similar.
Okay, perfect.
Some of them, right?
Yeah, okay. We've worked together for too long. Okay. So yes, possible, but it might be a little, maybe an extra semester, maybe, but maybe not, it just depends. Other questions?
其他问题吗？这问题非常好，也请清刚碰到同学们有同样的问题。
Yes, sir.
Is there any internship or exchange student or PhD student?
Absolutely. Almost 100% of our PhD students have assistantships. Yes. Yeah, almost 100%. Most of the, very few master's programs have assistantships. Through the DBMD, we've been able to manage it. The PhD, very easy. But getting into the PhD program is not very easy. But once you're in, assistantships are there. Let me just ask Jack a question about exchange.
Yeah.
Can a student who's a business student exchange at another university in a different major, or do you require they stay in the same major? Back to your question.
Normally they would ask Temple.
As long as they have completed prerequisites, or depending on university-wide or college-wide.
Okay, so university-wide, it's probably more possible than college-specific?
If they're a business student,
Yeah.
they can choose, like, if the college have the contract with Temple, they
Okay.
can do that. So we will we'll recommend students with similar field of study
Okay.
to avoid to credit transfer,
That's the
things
problem,
like
is
that.
getting the credits back. So they could do it, but maybe not all the courses would transfer back and they counted towards the degree.
Yeah, exactly.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Everything is possible. Other questions?
They should know that who are interested in exchange program go to JET.
Yep,
Yeah.
The other go to Jeffrey.
yep.
DBMD.
Jeffrey is DBMD.
Yes, and
And
Jack.
Jack is exchange.
Yep.
Okay?
For internship?
Internship?
For
For
internships in Taiwan or internships at Temple?
Temple.
So no, you would come to our office first.
You
They
have-
cannot help you with internships at Temple.
You have to be the either exchange program student or DBMD student and study in Temple campus. Then you can come to apply for it.
For our internships, yeah.
And actually, our OIA loves Taiwanese students very much. So whenever I visit there, we always can see a couple of the Taiwanese students. They actually intern there and they make money from it.
But it's not just on our campus. We can also help students find internships off campus. So, and actually, I'm going to have lunch tomorrow with a Taiwanese student who was an intern in our office. He's back here now. Shi Chen, I tell him.
It's in Taiwan, yes.
Other questions? Okay. I know the food bell is about to go crazy again. Bong, 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 bong. I hear it all day.
附中
Okay. If you have questions, there is an email address. I have no idea why it's scratched out. It's not supposed to be scratched out. The line is supposed to be below. I think.
You want people to pay attention and ask these questions. Is this
Okay. No, I think what happened is the font is not exactly the same. So, yeah, global.programs@temple.edu, or you can contact Irene's office. I think that one of the flyers has your address on it,
Probably or the QR code.
the QR code, okay? Or again, Jack and Jeffrey will also be able to answer any questions that you have.
Or by the way, I'd like to add one thing.
Yes, go ahead.
My office actually open the position internship to our partner schools, but we don't pay now. Like in Temple campus, they do pay interns, but we don't pay interns in our office. But we open the position for our partner school students to apply. Especially we had a couple of the students actually they join our office and they apply Temple. Hopefully, probably easier the way. So yes.
If you want an unpaid internship working in an international office in Taipei 101, talk to Irene. That's where her office is, right?
Next to
Next to Taipei 101.
The Taipei World Trade Center. Okay. We did actually have some interns right there.
Yeah, you told us about one just now, yeah.
They not necessarily come to Temple, but they do. I encourage all the students, whoever you have to, see opportunities, especially for NTU. I know your OIA, they have been doing such a great job that help you to find so many partner schools and be able to open the door for you to apply for the exchange or that your degree programs. And I really encourage you to try your best to leave the campus here and then go to other countries to experience your future. So of course Temple welcome you, but if not Temple, I still strongly encourage you to go to find your possible schools that you can study there in different campus. So you will find a very different, broader futures for yourself.
And you can get more 1,000 NTD bills after you finish.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
If you have other questions you don't want to ask in public, we're going to be here for a few more minutes.
Right.
Okay.
好，谢谢同学们。
好，今天非常谢谢同学们来参加这个书评会，让我们再次以热烈的掌声，谢谢 Dr. Miller。
I need to say thank you for spending a whole hour with me and listening to this boring talk. So thank you very, very much.
甘普的教授非常的就是和善，而且他们对我们国际生的照顾非常的为主。我跟很多的学校合作过，但是甘普大学对于国际生的照顾是让国际生非常非常想念这个学校。所以欢迎同学们之后，不管有这个申请交换是有名额限制的，然后你是要跟同学们之间竞争的。但是双联学位的话，只要你自己的成绩过了我们的标准，基本上就一定可以来念书。那所以不同也是